What's up? What's up? What's up? Greetings, everybody. It's Dagger, aka Red Robe, tapping in with you one time, man, for another broadcast of YTIP Radio. How y'all doing out there, man? I hope y'all are doing great. I'm not doing too bad myself, but I don't think the world is doing good right now, man. Though I don't think the world is doing good right now. Now, I usually music is my expertise. Like I like to think that music is the thing that I talk about mostly and what I know about mostly. I don't really like to go into a lot of topics that I'm not too knowledgeable about. Like certain things, I just try not to go there because if somebody pop up that knows what they're talking about and stuff, like you just look like a dummy. So I try not to talk about stuff that I'm not an expert on. But the one thing I realize right now, man, is that racism is out of control, and it's back. Oh, did it go anywhere? You know what I mean? Did it really go anywhere? Like for me, I grew up in the Caribbean. Predominantly black people live there, so I personally didn't really see a lot of racism in the beginning. I saw it here and there, like you would go to like the nice parts of the island, and people would often ask you questions that was out of line when you were there. Like I remember one time I was dating this white girl because we have a school there, and we come into contact with a lot of white people, tourists and students and stuff, like and I was at her place chilling out, and the cops came there looking for, I don't know what they were looking for. Maybe somebody called them about something. And they came there and they kept asking me, they saw me and they were like, "Do you live here? What are you doing here?" And I was like, the hell these cops asking me, yo? These are other black people asking me like stupid questions. Like, why would I be at a place where I'm not welcome, or I'm not supposed to be. Like I was literally sitting there as if I lived there because I'm hanging out with the girl. She's inside, I'm outside, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" So, we have a little racism experience here and there, but it's not like in our faces. Like it's not like always. We don't have to come out and protest and all that all the time and stuff. We have our encounters, but we don't have to come out and protest all the time. But I did experience a little bit of racism when I first came to America. I'm gonna tell you this story. Um, Back in like '09, you know, that's the first time. '09, '08, somewhere around there. That's the first time I came to America. I've never been to America before then. And I came to America because a friend of mine was going to school in Queens, and he kept saying, "Man, you got to come," because we was into music and he was a producer. And I was like, I would love to come and visit. I would love to get the American experience and stuff and check out America. And I would love to come and do music also, you know. And I finally got a chance to come through. And I came through. It was a summertime. I came through, and we were hanging out, having a good time. You know what I mean? Like finally got to come back and see my friend. I haven't seen him in years, and I finally came to America. We hung out. We was doing our thing. One of the things that we would like to do is go to the mall. So we would like to go to the mall, and we would go to the mall, and we would try to like talk to chicks, and just young men having fun. You know what I mean? One time we was at the mall hanging out, and we was seeing girls, talking to girls and stuff. If they're alone or they're single or whatever. And there was this Asian kid that used to hang out with us also because my friend was going to college. He had a few friends from college. One of them was an Asian kid, and we're in the mall and we're hanging out, having a good time. And the Asian kid just suddenly blurs out, "Hey, look at that chick over there." And before I could turn around to see who he's talking about, I took like I could just as soon as I like twist around to look around, this dude is right there, like, and he said, Don't look at my girl, you ugly ass nigger. Like with a hard R. And I'm like, what? And then he walks off as if like he did something like great. And I'm kind of puzzled. Now, mind you, when people call people the N-word, like for me as a Caribbean dude, it doesn't hit me as hard. It doesn't hit me as hard when somebody call me that because we didn't really grow up using it, and it, it being used as a slur towards us in the Caribbean is never really a thing. So it's mostly a thing in America. In America, like people who throw that word around to try to disrespect black people every day, and it didn't hit me as hard as he might have thought. So I'm sitting there and I'm puzzled a little bit because this dude looked black. You know what I'm saying? But he's light skinned, and I could tell he's Latino. He's a light skinned Latino dude. It must be like he's Puerto Rican or something. And, he's dressed like Soldier Boy. Back in 08, 09, people would dress in those long t-shirts, and they would wear like short pants that kind of sag down to like their ankles. It just was, it was the look back then. But this guy's dressed like Soldier Boy and Dipset or something. This guy's dressed like us. He looks like one of us. But the way he said that to me, the way he said that N-word to me, apparently he don't think he's one of us. You know what I mean? So he says, don't look at my girl, you ugly ass N-word. And I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? And at that time, like, that video with the kid looking up and all the numbers are going around the top of his head. Like that's what's happening, because I'm trying to put one on one together. Like, why is this guy calling me the N-word and he looks like like one of us? Like he looks like a black person, like a light-skinned black dude, but he's calling me, the N-word. And I'm like, I'm puzzled. I'm like, this is out of control. Why is this dude at that? And then it occurred to me that Spanish people did not like dark-skinned black people. You know what I mean? That's when it occurred to me. It was like, whoa, Spanish people don't like dark-skinned black people? It's obvious the guy is Puerto Rican. And that was my first experience of racism, like being thrown in my face. Like, like it blew my mind a little bit because, I didn't expect it. And I didn't expect it from that guy or those people. And at that point, it made me realize that as a black person, that there was not a lot of allies out there for us. We didn't have a lot of allies, like Spanish people, especially the light-skinned Spanish people, maybe from Puerto Rico and Colombia, whoever, apparently didn't see themselves as black. And I didn't even know that. I had no idea, because I'm from an island where a lot of Spanish people migrate there from the DR. A lot of Spanish people migrate from the DR, and they do come over to like the Caribbean, and they the other parts of the Caribbean, sorry, because they're in the Caribbean already, but they come on to the smaller islands, and they move down there and stuff because they're looking for a different life. And some of them just look like black people. They just speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even know that they were that brainwashed to think that they are not black, and they could just throw out that slur out to disrespect black people. I had no idea, man. It blew my mind. That shit blew my mind, because I was dressed good. I had nice clothes on. I looked, in my opinion, I looked more like a decent guy than he did. He looked more like the nigga than me. Straight up. Like, he looked more like a nigga than I did. But he felt the need to blur that slur out in my face as if he was doing something. And that, at that time, that's when I realized that racism was real. Like, it's not a joke. People really feel that way about black people. People are really looking at us like that. And ever since that day, like, I have walked around and really like get my mind together. Because when I went home that day, I told my friend about it. And I was like, yo, dude, did you see that dude like say that to me? And he said, no, I was, further over. I didn't see it. And I said, man, that dude was like just really being racist. And he said, yeah, man, this is America. You know, and there were times when we would go out and we would talk to like girls and stuff, or approach girls, white girls, black girls, whoever, as long as they were single and they look good and stuff. And he would often tell me, man, when you approaching them white girls, take your time with it, man. Remember, you're a big black dude. And that didn't really occur to me because, like I say, like I come from the Caribbean, and I've experienced white people, I've experienced Spanish people and stuff, and I didn't really catch any racism then. So I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't like paying attention to it at all. It's only when I came to America and I started moving around, that's when I realized racism is a serious, serious problem here. And another thing I realized that it comes in waves. Like around 2016 to maybe like 2020, I noticed it was rampant. But I wasn't here in America like that. But I noticed that it was rampant. I saw it on the news a lot. I saw that racist groups were like marching, and I saw that people felt the need to be racist for no reason and stuff. And I didn't understand. And now it's happening again. Like it's on and popping again. Like racism is crazy out there right now. And it didn't occur to me that certain government figures, certain government people in America are the ones that's like firing it up. They're the ones that's like firing up racism and creating this divide amongst people. And I'm like, wow. So this is why racism was happening so crazy that time, because it was who was in power. So I didn't even understand all of that because I'm not too keen on politics. I'm not too keen on certain things. Like, I'm more of an artist, I'm more of a musician, and I kind of stick in that lane. So I don't really like follow all the racist stuff that's be happening all the time. Like even to this thing I seen in the news with this guy. I think his name is Carmelo Anthony. He's the same name as the guy that plays basketball. The kid that had the stabbing influence incident. He stabbed another white kid, and the white kid died. And even that right now that's happening. That's like, I seen that in the news. That's going crazy. And it's what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Things like that happen when racism is being like just propped up. You're going to find that the clashes between the races are just happening. So now we're experiencing a lot of race wars going on right now. And racism is like out of control. You know what I mean? Out of control. You got when I'm scrolling my social media, I see people being openly racist now. Openly racist, like openly saying nasty things about people, like just being, and it's not being monitored, it's not being checked. And I'm like, wow, this is the time we're living in. So we are living in some crazy, crazy times, and racism is at the forefront of it. And I'm not really like somebody that's out there like preaching or like talking about it all the time. Like it's not my topic. You know what I'm saying? It's not my thing to talk about all the time, because I don't want to come off like I'm preaching or I'm trying to be some black activist or something. I just want to be a regular cool guy. So I don't want to talk about racism all the time. And my family's mixed. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not like it's not like I'm out here talking about I've never hated on any other races or cultures ever. I've always wanted to experience them. Like, what's it like in your culture? I would really love to know. No, like what's it like on your side? You know, I would really love to know. I've traveled certain places just to experience different cultures, just to experience different races and stuff. I've dated many different races of women and stuff because I've just been a curious guy. You know what I'm saying? I've been curious. My curiosity is crazy. So I've always had this curiosity of different cultures, different races, and all this stuff. So it kind of blows my mind sometimes when I see the racism going on. Like even to this incident that I seen, another incident that I seen is the incident with the white lady at the park, at the playground. Some a little kid must have took her kid toys, and she proceeded to like say racist stuff to the little kid, like a little kid, a little 5-year-old kid. And it turns out the kid was actually autistic, and it doesn't look good. And then she's like looking like, I seen the video, she's looking like she's gonna beat the hell out of the kid. Some guy comes up and he says, hey, that's not right. You need to stop. And she doubles down on it, taunts it, and then she proceeds to go start a GoFundMe. And then she's raised like over $500,000 because the racism is nasty. It's like a cesspool. It's like we're going backwards. So racism is either like, it never went anywhere, to be honest. I feel like it's always been there, but it comes out when certain people are propping it up and certain people are just pushing it. Certain people are like, you know, racism is good. Let's go. I hate everybody. The hate is crazy. The hate is crazy. And it makes me realize as a Western Black person that there's not a lot of allies out there for us. There's not a lot of allies out there. There's not a lot of people who think that who likes us. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of people who likes us. From my experience and from what I'm seeing in the news, it looks to me like Spanish people, I don't know, it seems like a lot of them, don't like us. They don't consider themselves to be Black even when they look Black. It seems to me like a lot of Asian people don't really, don't really like us either. And Indians. So we don't have a lot of allies. That's all I realized. Because that moment when I experienced that racism, that stuck with me, man. It stuck with me forever. Like I'm never gonna forget that moment ever, because it woke me up. It made me realize that racism is real. Because at the time, like I said, I never experienced it. I never experienced it in my face. I didn't like I've seen Black people from America talk about it all the time. I listen to Tupac. Tupac is one of the main guys that I used to get information from when it come to like the Black experience in America. I listened to him a lot. He spoke about it. He spoke about like not wanting to be Black, and saying that being Black hurts and all these things, and saying some of them some of his most famous lyrics is um give the drugs to the niggas, who the hell cares, just one less hungry mouth from the welfare. All these things he would say, and he's saying, wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that, the Black American has been going through all their whole life. I mean, we've seen it. We know that's the reason why Martin Luther King was marching and stuff. He was marching to get rights and stuff. And, we've seen it. We know Malcolm X, we've seen it. So it's out of control. It's crazy. And now it's up and going. It's up and going. It's up and it's up. You know what I'm saying? It's up and it's up. And we're living in a time where these things are serious problems. These things are very dangerous. It's a slippery slope. People are dying from these things. People are fighting over these things. And as a Black person, it really gives you a lot of anxiety, really like approaching the world today. So I just wanna say to all my brothers out there, man, stay strong, man. And you know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't let anybody make you feel less of yourself. And don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep going. We just need to come together and try to really deal with these things. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. I got other things to do. I can't stay on this thing forever. Just wanted to tap in with you and talk to you about all this nonsense that's happening right now. It's crazy, bros. It's crazy. All right, man. It's Stagger, aka Red Robe. You were listening to White Tip Radio, White Tip Podcast, White Tip YouTube channel, man. Y'all have yourself a great week. Peace and one love.